You're spending $347 a month on groceries and wondering why you're still broke. I know, because that was me at 23, making $42,000 a year and hemorrhaging money on food I barely remembered eating. Then I cracked the code. I now spend exactly $53 a week on groceries while actually enjoying what I eat and building real wealth. Here's the math that changed everything for me. Every $100 you save monthly is $1,200 a year that could be working for you instead of disappearing into your fridge. In the next few minutes, I'm breaking down the 3 mindset shifts that made this sustainable. First, how grocery stores are psychologically engineered to make you overspend. Second, my strategic shopping blueprint that takes 20 minutes a week. And third, the abundance mindset trick that keeps you from feeling deprived. This isn't about eating ramen every night or clipping coupons for hours. But before we get to the system, we need to talk about why you're actually overspending in the first place. Here's what I wish someone told me when I was 22 and spending $180 a week on groceries. Supermarkets are literally engineered to empty your wallet. I'm talking about a multi-billion-dollar science. They put the expensive organic almond milk at eye level because you'll grab it without thinking, while the regular milk that's just as good sits on the bottom shelf at half the price. They pump the smell of rotisserie chicken through the store to make you hungry. They place candy and energy drinks at the checkout because they know you're tired and your willpower is shot. I fell for all of it. I used to buy this fancy oat milk creamer for $4 that lasted me maybe 5 days. I thought I was treating myself, being an adult with my little luxury. Then I did the math using what I call the cost per meal framework, and it completely changed how I shop. Instead of asking what does this cost, I started asking how many meals or uses do I actually get from this. That $4 creamer? About 10 cups of coffee, so 40 cents per use. A $3 gallon of whole milk? I get 20 cups of coffee plus I could use it for oatmeal and protein shakes. Suddenly it's 15 cents per use and way more versatile. Same satisfaction, different math. This isn't about deprivation or only buying the cheapest garbage. It's about seeing through the convenience trap that keeps us broke. When you shift from convenience thinking to value thinking, you start making completely different choices without feeling like you're sacrificing. And once you understand the psychology working against you in the store, you can actually build a system that works with your brain instead of fighting it. Okay, let's talk actual numbers because that's where most people mess this up. My $53 weekly budget breaks down like this: $18 on protein, $15 on produce, $12 on carbs and grains, and $8 on everything else. For protein, I rotate chicken thighs at $1.99 per pound, eggs at $3.50 a dozen, and canned tuna at 89 cents per can. I'm not buying chicken breast at $4.99 a pound when thighs have more flavor and literally half the cost. Here's where the math gets interesting though. Everyone says Costco saves money, but let me show you when it actually doesn't. I compared buying rice at Costco versus Walmart. Costco's 25-pound bag of jasmine rice costs $19.99, which breaks down to about 80 cents per pound. Walmart's 5-pound bag costs $7.48, so $1.50 per pound. Looks like Costco wins, right? But here's the thing, if you're 23 years old living in a studio apartment and you only eat rice twice a week, that 25-pound bag takes you 7 months to finish. You're tying up $20 of your capital for 7 months when that money could be in a high-yield savings account actually growing. The Walmart option costs you an extra $3.50 over those 7 months, but your $20 could earn you 70 cents in interest during that time. Plus, you're not risking the rice going stale or attracting bugs. Now flip the scenario, if you're meal prepping for 2 people and going through rice weekly, absolutely buy the Costco bag. You'll save $28 over those 7 months. The strategic shopping blueprint isn't about always buying the cheapest per unit price. It's about matching your actual consumption patterns to your purchasing decisions. This same logic applies to frozen versus fresh, where I buy frozen broccoli at $1.29 per bag because I'm not wasting $3.99 on fresh that goes bad in 4 days. But here's what really changed everything for me, realizing that eating on a budget doesn't mean eating like you're broke. Here's the thing nobody tells you about eating on a budget: the scarcity mindset will destroy your wealth faster than any grocery bill ever could. When I first cut my food spending to $53 a week, I felt like I was punishing myself. Like I was this broke college kid again, eating ramen while watching everyone else enjoy their lives. But that's exactly the trap. I wasn't broke. I was choosing. Every time I redirected that extra $200 a month I used to blow on DoorDash and Impulse Whole Foods runs into my Vanguard account, I was literally buying my future freedom. And here's the math that changed everything for me. $200 a month invested in a basic index fund, assuming average historical returns of around 8% annually, becomes roughly $26,000 in 10 years. This isn't financial advice, obviously, but that's real money. That's a down payment. That's a career pivot fund. That's options. Meanwhile, those $18 salads I used to grab? I can't even remember what they tasted like. The abundance mindset shift happened when I stopped seeing my $53 budget as deprivation and started seeing it as creative constraint. Sunday meal prep became this weirdly meditative thing. I got actually good at cooking. I discovered that limitations force you to be intentional, and intentionality is literally the opposite of the mindless consumption that keeps most people stuck. My 28-year-old self eating homemade chicken bowls while building a six-figure investment portfolio feels infinitely more abundant than my 24-year-old self spending $600 a month on food with $3,000 in savings. You're not suffering. You're strategically allocating resources toward the life you actually want, not the one Instagram tells you to perform. So now that you understand the psychology, the strategy, and the mindset, let me show you exactly how this all comes together in practice. So let's bring it all together. First, we talked about the grocery psychology trap, how stores use layout, lighting, and placement to make us spend 30 to 40% more than we planned. Second, we covered the strategic shopping blueprint, meal planning on Sunday, shopping with a list, and buying those staple items in bulk to hit that $53 weekly target. And third, we shifted into abundance mindset on a budget, realizing that eating well for less isn't deprivation, it's intentional wealth building. Every single dollar you don't waste on impulse buys is a dollar that can grow in your investment accounts for the next decade. Here's my challenge for you: track every grocery purchase for 1 full week. Write it down, keep the receipts, see where your money actually goes. Drop a comment below and tell me your current weekly grocery spend, no judgment, just real numbers. And if you want more practical money mindset content like this, hit that subscribe button because next week I'm breaking down how I automated my entire savings system to build a 6-month emergency fund in under a year. I'll see you there. Follow for the next cost of living trap.